Hi, you guys. I have a very special guest with me today who I'm going to be asking her about her experience in my coaching program, Land Your First Dream Copywriting Client. So this is LaJonae. Welcome, LaJonae.
Hi.
Hi. And do you want to just give everybody like a brief introduction of yourself, kind of like the overview so we can know like who is this person that we're talking to today?
Sure. So I'm LaJonae Jackson, and I joined Michelle's Land Your First Dream copywriting client program back in June of 2024. I was 4 months pregnant with my second daughter, and I was writing for one client who tracked my hours, making less than $1,000 a month. And now I have a 2-year-old and a 4-month-old. Consistent four-figure months with clients who don't track my hours. And this month I made 3 times what my first client paid me in less time.
That's so good. Thank you for that.
Yeah.
Awesome. Okay. So take me back to before you found my program, before you even knew who I was. What were your goals at the time as far as copywriting? Like, what did you want to achieve that you were struggling with?
Well, obviously my goal was to make a little extra money for my family, but more importantly, just jumpstart a career that I could be proud of. I wanted to use what I feel is my God-given talent to do something that serves others, but I was really struggling to see results from my writing for my client at the time.
Yeah, and I remember you sent me an email and you were kind of interested in one of the freebies that I had, like the well-paid copywriter starter
Yeah.
kit. And you had mentioned like one of the challenges was like I've gotten no sales on this copywriting for this client that I wrote for. So, what inspired you to reach out to me for help at that time?
So my client at the time actually was a mentor. And writing for her, I realized how much I needed one myself. I had friends and family with mentors who constantly rave about the value of having guidance. So I did a little search on Instagram and I found a few people that made me kind of uncomfortable. They were too bubbly for me and didn't feel real. But when I found your content, you didn't feel fake. You felt authentic and like I'd be able to relax and be myself around you.
Interesting. I didn't know that part about the bubbly part. That's so
Yeah.
interesting. But yeah, I totally
Yeah.
resonate with that. That's cool.
Yeah.
So you found my Instagram, and then there was something about it that was like just real and comfortable. And I remember it took you a couple months to actually like get on a call with me because we had emailed a little bit. I think this was back in February of 2024, so last year. And so we were exchanging a couple emails. I was asking you about your goals and what you were struggling with. And I sent you my PDF download. And then I didn't hear back from you. I think I followed up with you a week later, but then I didn't hear from you for like 3 months. So if you can remember, like what was going on in your head, was there like life stuff getting in the way, or like what was your thought process during that time?
Um, my thought was that I wanted to spend a little time on your email list, actually, hoping to get to know more about you and learn more about copywriting. But my other thought was that I might be taking on way too much being pregnant and months away from a long distance move. I thought maybe I should wait till like December or something. So,
Interesting. Okay. And yeah, I think it took you 3 months. So you actually signed up in June, which is
mhm.
really cool. Like that's a pretty quick time frame for somebody to just like join someone's list and then start looking at their materials. Like sometimes it can take years for them to actually sign up and buy anything. So I thought that was really super cool. So once we had our call, what was it that made you want to actually sign up to the program, the Land Your First Dream Copywriting Client Program?
I think that you hooked me when you insisted that I could spend more time with my girls and still make enough money to help my family, and even more than my actual income goal. I think you were kind of encouraging me to think bigger, really.
Mm,
Yeah.
nice. I love that. Yeah. Because family is obviously very important to you. And,
Yeah.
the new baby was on the way as well. I love that. So once you were in the program, what was your experience for the first? 1 or 2 or 3 months or so? Like when you're just starting to get into it, you were just starting to look at the modules and do like the weekly coaching calls. What was your experience?
Gosh, I learned so much about myself, copywriting, and even how to sell myself. I swear my head spun. Staying committed to my daily routine was a challenge, and I struggled to really see the light at the end of the tunnel. I was dealing with a chronic illness that affected my energy on top of my pregnancy hormones and pains. But I continued to stay committed to my vision. And I believed that this process would work. And I landed my first big retainer clients actually exactly 3 months from starting the program.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Nice, nice. And so that big retainer client. So just to contrast that as well, so I didn't mention this, but before you joined the program, you had also emailed me saying that you had taken on like a video project, 60 videos for one client unpaid. I don't know if you remember that, but in the email, you're like, I regret agreeing to that. Do
I
you
completely
remember?
forgot about that. I do remember, actually. Oh my goodness. Yeah. Yeah, I remember that.
It was so like traumatic that you just blocked it out of your memories. But
Yeah.
so how did you go from that, like offering your services basically for free, right, to this client that wasn't paying you? And you literally said in the email, I regret agreeing to that, to go from that to actually landing a paying client. And did you say it was a retainer client, four
Yeah.
digits?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mhm.
So like tell everybody like about that transition. Like that's a mindset. You have like a new mindset to go one point to the other, right?
I think it was telling myself, why not me? Instead of I can't, because I used to tell myself a lot of I can't, so I didn't. But I think you've really encouraged me to visualize a reality where anything is possible and I am limitless. So I think when I saw that job listing and I applied, I said, why not me? Even though it was a high, I think, rate that they were willing to pay, I said, shoot, why not me?
Yeah.
Mhm.
So you really changed the story that you were telling yourself.
Right.
Your self-talk. It went from I can't do this and why would they ever hire me basically to why not me? So I love that. That is huge. Well, what are some of the additional wins or just wins in general that you've had in the program that you're really proud of?
Um, I think my biggest wins have been landing amazing clients who respect my work. Actually seeing $1,000 in sales on the first day of a client's email campaign that I wrote, and using the teachings from your program to give birth to my daughter unmedicated. That's the biggest one.
Oh my
It
gosh.
doesn't directly translate, but I did do it.
That's so awesome. Oh my gosh. I love
Mhm.
that. Um, Yeah, that's just amazing to me. And like I always told you throughout the program, like I don't have kids, so but I have a dog. Not quite the same, but you're always like attending to someone that wants your attention and
Yeah.
food and playtime and all that. So um, it's being a mom, having a baby is probably one of the most difficult things to do on the planet, I would imagine. And I know that that's true just from a lot of the moms that I've talked to who are like, there's not enough mom to attend to everything that I need to get to. So they're kind of like trying to balance it all. But I mean, you did amazing. So, what would you say is the biggest mindset shift that you've had as a result of the coaching that I've given you in this program?
I think reminding myself of the reality that I had before, starting your program and knowing instantly that I don't want to go back. I think that's something that you taught me is kind of whenever I'm feeling like, oh, I just want to quit, just think about where I started. I don't want to go back there. I think that's been a huge mindset shift.
Yeah, yeah, I love that. So going back to the pain of the past and being like, I just don't want to go back there ever.
Yeah.
I love that. Yeah. And what about like on a tangible level? What are some of the most valuable practical things that you've learned in this program? So there's mindset, which is kind of like in your mind, but what tangible things would you say have been the most valuable to learn?
Um, Sales is literally about listening and giving people what they're asking for and not pressuring someone to buy something they never wanted in the first place. I think your sales call training changed everything for me and taught me how to leverage what people really need. Um, Second, that your portfolio should sell in that exact same way. And again, your portfolio training shifted my thought process, and I've actually never seen anything like it before. Um, and I would say another thing is becoming the person that you want to attract. I think that served me and my clients for months, and I'm still learning from this.
Yeah, yeah, absolutely. That's the most difficult part of the process, but also the most rewarding because as you start to grow and change, like your clients start to get better and better because you're no longer tolerating what you used to be tolerating. So it's just like this ongoing, continual process. I love that. That's amazing. And
Yeah.
yeah, the sales training is definitely a game changer once you know how to have a sales call with a potential copywriting client and you're not pulling questions out of your butt, but you actually have like a structure of questions to follow. And
Yeah.
like, yeah, where like how do I pay you? How do we get this going? So I love that. What would you say has been the most challenging part of being in this program?
Mm. I would say that the most challenging part has been allowing myself to strive for better and shatter my glass ceilings. I think I've been fighting against stories that I've been told all my life, and that is really hard. Um, so yeah, allowing myself to reach the goals that I've set, even though I know they're realistic, it just sometimes there's a part of me that's kind of holding me back.
Yeah. Yeah. And can you say more about that? Like the glass ceiling, is that like that's saying you can't make a certain amount of money or you're capped at this certain amount or like what is that
Yeah.
glass ceiling?
Or even just it's just things I've been told in my life that I can't do or I need to do X before I do this, when in reality, that may not be the truth. Like I didn't need a degree to make the money that I'm making now and to work from home and to do all those things, but I was genuinely convinced for a while that maybe actually, yeah, I have to. And I can't get any further than I am because I chose not to go to school, that sort of thing.
Yeah,
So, yeah.
yeah, absolutely. That's awesome. Well, thank you for sharing your experience in the program. Yeah, I would say, you're one of the students that I've had that have really picked up the material very quickly. And you're also lucky because you got like a better version of this program. So, like yeah, some things like the sales training and the portfolio, those were actually additions that I made after previous students went through it. But
It's great. You did great.
thank you. Yeah. This wasn't on the list of questions, but is there anything in this program that you wish would have been or something that would make it even better? Because I always like to improve myself as well.
Honestly, no, there's nothing I can think of. All I think I could say is as you continue to learn what other copywriters need, just keep adding it. And I may even come back for
Oh,
sure.
oh,
I've
wow.
told myself I will be. I think you're going to be doing this on like a monthly basis, even after the program, right? Like a group.
Yeah, so my next level is actually building the community part of it. So right now, like that's my story. So I need help revising my own story. Like everybody needs help revising their own story, but my story is like, oh, I'm not a group person. I'm not a leader. I don't know. I don't really like communities, but I think that's what people need is a supportive community of like-minded people where they can just connect with others and you all are going through the same things and some of you are like at different levels in your journey, so like the ones that are more advanced they can pop in and help the newer ones. That's kind of the vision that I'm playing with. Like I think that's my next level as far as growing this because right now it's been kind of one-on-one or
Yeah.
very very small group. So yeah, but I love that. Thank you for reflecting that back to me.
Yeah. Whenever you're ready, just send me an email and
Yeah,
I'll hop on it.
I love that. Oh, so do you have any advice for aspiring copywriters who are out there who they want to basically do what you're doing? They want to make more money as a copywriter, they want to charge more, they want to work with better clients. What would your advice be to someone in that situation?
Yeah, so I think I'd have three pieces of advice. The first being believe that you're worthy of actually making money as a copywriter. That's the very first thing. Second, set a realistic and simple daily routine that will enrich your copywriting skills, increase your confidence, and introduce yourself to prospects. And the third thing would be irreplaceable. I think I got that from a YouTube video that you did, and I really found very inspiring. And it actually led me to my most recent client was being irreplaceable because initially I think she turned me down. I turned her down over something small. And she had an experience that she didn't appreciate. She came back to me and was like, "Would you still be willing to work with me?" So it's because
Wow.
yeah.
Wow, I didn't know that. That's amazing. So she came back.
She came back.
I love that. And you weren't even
Mhm.
trying. You didn't even
Nope.
reach
I
out to
wasn't
her.
even
She just
trying.
wow,
Mhm.
that is amazing. I love that. Okay, so believe that you're worth it. So how would someone develop that belief in themselves that yes, you're actually worth making this money?
Oh, see, that's a tough one. And I think it is genuinely the hardest part of this. I think a great thing that I did was affirmations. That was super helpful. Being even more, just more positive generally in your regular everyday life, sticking to positivity and looking for other people that are like you and are doing what you want to do. And the more people you see, the more I think you can believe that, yeah, that's what I can do.
Awesome. And your audio cut out a little bit. I think you said journaling. Did you use the word journaling?
No, but journaling is helpful. That's another thing. It
Or taking
definitely
care of
is.
it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, believing in yourself. So I think one of the keys to believing in yourself is actually taking action. So there's
Mhm.
that practicing, there's that like the actual skill of copywriting is just practicing and learning it. So the more you do that, the more you start to believe in yourself because
Yeah.
you just had that amazing result that you were talking about earlier. You helped your client sell $1,000 worth of the thing that was being offered with one email that you wrote, right? And
Yeah.
it was super early on in the process, and they were like, "We usually don't sell this quickly. Like
Yeah.
that's amazing." And so now you have that as evidence that you've
Mhm.
done that, like you did that. Right.
Yeah.
And that's what's building your belief is like stacking up all this evidence one by one, piece by piece, client by client, project by project. So there's all the actions that you're taking, and there's the self-talk, the story that you're telling yourself while it's all happening, right?
Yeah. I would definitely say that then for sure.
Yeah. And this wasn't on the list of questions either, but I recently gave you a new homework assignment because one of the things that I like to do in this program is, and I try to be like, I try to be gentle and compassionate and supportive and not like scary because some coaches are scary. But I like to figure out like, what is your edge? Like, what are you actually afraid of? And then encouraging you to go out and do the thing that you're afraid of a couple times so that you realize, oh, that's actually not that scary. It's not as bad as I thought it would be. So,
Mhm.
do you want to share like a little bit about the homework that I just gave you, like literally yesterday?
Yeah. So my homework was meeting and having conversations with people because that is something that I think that I struggle with. And it could be holding me back from obviously meeting more people and potentially making more clients and just having more relationships. So I think that's a big thing. Um, should I say I did have a conversation yesterday.
Oh, good.
Yeah. When I made sure I told my husband, I said, we're going out today and I'm talking to someone. And we went to a restaurant and we almost didn't do it. I made it to the very end and I was like, no, I'm going to flag somebody down and we're going to have a conversation. And we did. And I think I actually made that girl's day.
I love that so freaking much. And I didn't just tell you to have conversations. I told you to have 100
Yes,
conversations.
you did. You did.
Yeah. Yeah, because that just breaks you out of the entire like resistance and procrastination because then you don't stress on one conversation. You're like, "Oh, I have to have 100." So like now you're opening doors and you're being like approachable and friendly and personable to people and just like going into a situation like, "Well, what if? What if we have a conversation?" and like letting yourself engage with somebody, allowing it to happen. So I'm
Yeah.
excited to see where that takes you because when I did that exercise like 4 or 5 years ago, it really changed my life, I think. And so
Mm.
I'm really excited to see where that takes you and how you're going to grow from that. So if you already had a conversation yesterday, you're already well on your way. So
Yeah.
great job. Um, any other advice or anything else that you want to share before we give people your contact info and how they can reach out to you if they want to stay in touch with you?
Um, can I share a little bit about how I found my clients?
Sure. Yeah.
Sure. So, I actually found my largest client, an agency, in a Facebook group. I think I mentioned they posted a job that I applied to and landed. And then I let them know that I just let them know I was available for more work. That's it. That's all I did. I didn't even request more work. And they sent me another client. Um, and also for the client that came back after turning me down, I actually talk shop with business owners in my like inner circle, like my friends and family. And I accidentally sold this person at a rate that I felt comfortable with. So this was not even on purpose. This was a complete accident.
Nice.
Yeah.
That's awesome. Yeah. I love that. Yeah. I mean, finding clients is a big hurdle for a lot of copywriters. They're just like, where do I find them? It's kind of like, well, they're everywhere. Like, open your eyes, see things differently, and take the action. Like, ask or tell people that you're a copywriter, tell people that you're available, and like offer to help them with something. And better yet, ask them what they need help with. So I love that. That is so good. Okay. So,
Can I say one last thing that's
yeah.
not for them, it's for you actually.
Yeah. Yeah.
I
Thank
wanted to say that you, Michelle, are an amazing coach who has transformed my life, and I'm so grateful to have met you. You've impacted my relationship with my children, my husband, and myself. I tell everyone that I know about you, and I will continue to do that. This was the best investment I've ever made. No regrets. So
Oh my God, I love that. Thank you. Oh, I'm like about to cry. That is the sweetest thing anyone has ever said to me.
you should
Oh,
hear it more often, I think.
thank you. Thank you for that. That's amazing to know that I'm like actually impacting your children's lives and your
Yeah.
husband's life too. That's so amazing. That just like inspires me. That motivates me to do more with this. So thank you. I appreciate that.
Yeah.
I receive that. Um, I love that. Okay, so if anyone wants to reach out to you and hire you or just say hi or whatever, follow you on your social media, where can they get a hold of you?
Sure. So you can connect with me on LinkedIn. I'm fairly certain I'm the only one named LaJonae Jackson, so you can find me there. Or you can send an email to lajanejhosang@gmail.com. So you can find me both of those places.
Awesome. And I will probably link that stuff in the video description so you guys have that. And LaJonae is LaJonae, just
Hmm.
FYI. Is that French?
No, it's not actually. No. It's
Okay.
it's a spin on the name Janae. You heard that before?
Oh, okay. Okay. That's cool.
Yeah.
It sounds French, but yeah, I had like such difficulty pronouncing your name for like the first 4 or 5 times. I had to
Mhm.
like write it down and rehearse it. And yeah, that
You
was,
did well, I think. You did very well. Most
I'm like,
people struggle.
I'm gonna get it. I have to memorize it because yeah, it was giving me some challenges. But anyway, okay. Thank you, Janae. Great chat with you. And yeah, I think this will inspire a lot of people who find this interview. So yay, bye.
Bye.